for the record, I didn't punch him in the mouth. Also, Canada, have you thought about creating your own Joker? Because I think he is up for it. All of his album covers are freakishly creepy. After Hours is the fourth studio album released by The Weeknd. This is an artist that caught a lot of fire in the last decade, rightfully so for a number of songs, and is also somewhat of an enigma still. That could just be for me, I'm not sure. There's a lot from this artist that I find very cool, also a little off-putting depending on which song you're talking about, and in other cases just puzzling, especially about that comment I made about album cover art. I think The Weeknd is one of those artists whose ceiling is a little bit higher, and a lot of people think that he has reached maybe what I think is the higher ceiling and are putting him beyond the roof. For me, I think that I'm seeing that high ceiling. Because of that fact, I do think that he is really high up there. I just think that aside from a lot of the singles and the hits that we've gotten, some of the deeper tracks are fine. They're there. Some of them are a little bit better than fine, but still, yeah. Okay, so now that I've said that, what do I think about this album? Better than I thought, actually. I think I had some false anxiety, if you can call it that, about the album based on this cover art. I thought that maybe we were going to get a lot of rough, potentially violent-oriented lyrics or song themes. I found myself enjoying a majority of this album, actually. The Weeknd's vibe, for the most part, certain songs excluded, is fairly mellow. He doesn't have tons of songs where he is required to sing at a much faster tempo. And I will give him this. I have yet to see him make a song that sounds way too out of the box for him. I think he knows what his style is. I feel like, again, about that ceiling, he can grow, he can evolve, he can expand, he can do something to reach higher heights because he's one of those artists that does have that potential. This is the best way that I think that we can categorize his style, or the ambiance at least, of this album in particular. And we could probably say for a couple of other albums. He's the late night 80s swindler of music. Tons of mystery. Sometimes I can't see which side he's on. Can't really tell if he plays a hero or villain role a lot of times. This enigma is, yeah, it's got me going haywire in my brain. Okay, enough of the shrouded analogies. Let's try to focus on the music now. I was actually surprised how much of the early songs in the album I enjoyed. First, starting with Too Late. There is a little too much of voice-over work, I would say, in this song, but it doesn't pale in comparison to a couple of other songs, and he has done that with many songs before this album came into existence. Following that, the song Hardest to Love. This is a subtle vibe that works well with the lyrics. Bringing up my notes here, we continue to get certain settings that I feel with almost each song in here. Scared to Live. This is kind of like one of those 80s prom night songs. If you listen to it, I'm sure you would agree with the setting in mind. Snow Child is a late night street driving song. Escape from LA was pretty interesting to listen to because I can kind of understand where that comes from, being from Orange County. It's a little different once you get down to the Orange Curtain of California, but I can understand what comes with sadness, with materialism. And that's pretty much what this song is about. Last song I'd like to really highlight is the song Blinding Lights. This is one of those rare occasions where the song is a little bit more of a fast pace, but it feels very stealthy, which still blends in really well with the idea of what The Weeknd usually consists of. As for issues with the album, aside from the occasional lyric mishaps that I don't personally care for, a lot of songs have like a small thing with their production that I just found unnecessary. Like just a small detail, whether it was at the beginning or at the end, and sometimes it was mixed within the songs, but usually it didn't come to that. Examples of that would be Faith, which I thought had fairly good production throughout, but then it had moments where it had great production, and I kept wondering why it had this kind of up-down roller coaster effect of production. That didn't make any sense to me. Another song that has, it's kind of a production thing, but it's more of a arrangement choice kind of thing. There is a saxophone in this song, which normally I would love, but it doesn't feel like it belongs in here, and I really hate saying that. It feels like it's trying to adopt into a final huzzah or party kind of thing. Not like a big party, but just like, you know, like the club party maybe or something like that. It doesn't blend well with the song by the end when it comes out. Also, there's a funny random interlude called Repeat After Me. This one was kind of pointless and useless in my opinion. Having said that, I am actually more impressed with this album than I thought I would be. So there's a lot on my end that I find impressive for saying that. Again, it's not that I don't think The Weeknd isn't a good artist. I think he has incredibly great potential. I just think that we've gotten better songs than maybe albums as a whole. And if you would like for me to elaborate on that, I'm kind of open to it. Since this is technically only his 4th album, I'm kind of open to reviewing others if you would like me to. So let me know what you think of that. So after having listened and reviewed this album with production of 82%, creativity 73%, expression and lyrics 71%, I'm going to give this album a good. Curious. Very curious. What else is he going to do? I look forward to it. Just please stop scaring me with these covers. Sorry, I don't know what to say after that. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. And remember, if you want to discover, promote, and review the best in entertainment, remember to like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff down below so you can get that yes in your life. See you next time.